Welcome back, everybody. This is RAF204 with
Hey,
what's going on, everybody? Long time, long time. We've been a bit busy, all the gaming news and everything. Trying to come up with a good topic for you guys. So we have a few today. So yeah, let's get started. Let's start off with this guy right here, Medal of Honor. We want to talk about what's going on between Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty. And V and I have a lot of words a lot of things to discuss when it comes to these two games in their current stage, right, V? How they
sure.
are, how they are now, and how they started, you know. And I have a lot of things to say about not in the defense of Call of Duty, but more like of people and how people like don't know what they want. That's my gripe with when it comes to Call of Duty right now in its current state, and Battlefield and how they went back. So we're gonna get into that right now. So V, what's overall thoughts? What are your thoughts right now? What's going on with Call of Duty and Battlefield?
Well, I think honestly, I couldn't care less. I guess
Hmm.
about whatever is going on, and they do have their own niches and own demographics that they cater to, and I suppose that's what differentiate them
Hmm.
between each other. And with the recent, I guess you could say comeback of a Battlefield, and it's a successful you know uh, promotional launch test, I guess.
Did you
Usually,
did you get to play the demo? I mean, not the demo. Sorry, the beta.
yes, I did,
And what you
and
thought?
uh, and it plays quite. I mean, the game looks great. The you start to see those videos, where they have a lot of attention to details. The explosions, the distraction, the environmental effects,
Yeah.
all that stuff looks great. And game looks as uh, as cinematic as it ever been. But
Hmm.
the way it plays, what people have most problem with it currently, the way it plays, the way they focus on more of a fast-paced mechanics, allegedly as they cater to more of a Call of Duty fan base, which again one of the differentiating features between those two games, I suppose, is
Yeah.
that Call of Duty is more faster in that sense, and that they cater to that more casual, I
Yeah.
suppose, a way of combat. And it definitely feels like there was a game that released not too long ago, free to play, to be
What's my time?
right, the Delta Force.
Oh, yeah. Delta Force. Right. I was trying to get in
And
there. Yeah.
right, well, we were trying, and kind of I kind of stopped trying. Point is that that game is it's a free to play game, and also try to capitalize on that Call of Duty and Battlefield, especially Battlefield aesthetic. I suppose they have their also modes with the vehicle combat and whatever not.
Yeah.
Point is that game is free to play, and although not and that should tell you much. If you know, you know, and
Right.
if you don't, I'll tell you that it plays like shit, or not really shit, but it definitely have its own free to play jank.
Yeah.
And interesting thing is that it kind of reminded me playing Battlefield 6 of that very much game. That game doesn't that free to play Delta Force game doesn't look bad either. For what it's
No,
worth, I
no, it
guess.
doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, that's what attracted me the most. Like, it looked like a Call of Duty, uh, but like a little toned down, and then it's free. So it's like, hey, you got my attention. I just didn't want all the cosmetic and all that stuff. And it's also a extraction shooter, right? Correct.
I'm sure they have a different modes. Yes, extraction of whatever mode you can think of, whatever popular stuff that I'm sure they do have it.
Yeah.
Just so you'd be playing it. But
Yeah.
point is that yeah, the way it feels, the way it plays, the combat itself, one to one, moment to moment combat, it feels very much similar to new Battlefield 6, which left me a bitter taste
Right.
note in my small mouth. if I should put it that way.
Okay, okay. I also tried the beta a little bit. I went in there and I did about maybe. I'm not gonna say I stayed there for too long. Like I lost interest immediately. I'm not gonna
Same.
say that. I'm not gonna say that the game doesn't look good because it does look good. Um, but my overall thoughts is just the way I see it. Like Battlefield, Battlefield was never a fan of. Right, I was always Call of Duty and nothing else. But the thing with Battlefield was it always kind of caught my attention with the destruction of everything and everything on the side. This game right here, like the one before the Battlefield 6, this one 2024, what is it, 2024, 2025, what is it? 2042. Um this game right here kind of like caught my attention because of the fact of how much modes they had in this game, right? I don't know, have you played this one before?
Yeah, quite extensively actually, and yeah, the modes. They were in this one. They were also trying to capitalize on the popular modes, try to get extraction,
Right.
battle royale, all of that. Not with
Yeah.
much success.
I didn't I went in there, I played a couple of different modes. I couldn't grasp, I couldn't catch on to it. I tried Battlefield 1, what is it called? Battlefield 1 and 5? That's what it was? Battlefield 1 and 5 or something like that. I tried those as well. Also kind of like I guess it was the controls or everything. I'm kind of used to Call of Duty's controls, but overall, I didn't really see anything in those games. I was just like, whatever, it's whatever. But my point is that it's the modern and the old, right? People look. It looks like people want, this. They want the now, right? Because before they wanted the advanced things with jetpacks and running on walls and everything. Now people want to go back and tone it down, and they want this battle on the ground, boots on the ground. They say, right? And
Honestly, I don't remember the time that anyone were asking for a futuristic combat. Honestly,
well, that brings me to Titanfall, right? Titanfall was kind of the one that did this whole jetpack, running on the walls type of deal, and it caught attention to a lot of people. And then what happened was Call of Duty and Battlefield was like, oh, we should do that, put that in our game too, right? And as soon as they put that in their games, I think that's where it kind of like took a left turn to me. I'm like I said, I wasn't a huge first person shooter. Actually suck at these games. I'll admit it. I actually suck
yeah,
at
you
it.
are.
I'm more, I play more like I can capture the flag. I could be sneaky and run through and get my team some points that way. But killing, I'm not really good at killing as much as everybody else. I don't get more than 10 maybe. Like I suck at these games, right?
On contrary, I'm literally the best.
Yeah, yeah, you whatever. So but I do come from a back history of Call of Duty, Black Ops 1. So Call of Duty Black Ops 1 was my jam, and that's when I started getting uh involved in these games, and I started liking it more and more and more, right? As I went into Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I played the hell out of that multiplayer. I don't know. I played so much. I haven't played that much since Zelda, right? I only play Zelda that much, or Assassin's Creed. Um, but Black Ops 1 and 2 were my jams. I was never a Modern Warfare guy. I was never a Advanced Warfare was pretty cool too. That's when they did this is Advanced Warfare. This is where they started doing the copying of Titanfall, and jumping off the walls and doing the jetpack thing. And this was pretty famous at the time, right? I think this is where they took a little turn. This is where
Fucking shit.
Yeah, this is where Call of Duty lost its identity and started creating something else, something that people, you know, they thought what people wanted, right? Activision thought people wanted this because of how well Titanfall was received. Um, but I just think that Titanfall was trying to create its own path, right? Its own thing. And then these guys were like, hey, we could do that too. We could do that better than them. We have more resources. We have more money. We have more of this. So they added it onto the game, and everybody started getting used to it. So whatever. Um, and then Titanfall 2 came out, and then it was just done. EA changed lanes and went for Epic. What's the name of the game now that they play online?
Apex.
Apex. Yeah, Apex Legends, whatever the hell that Apex. Now they're playing that, right? And they don't want to make a part 3 of Titanfall.
Probably will never,
Yeah.
considering what happened recently.
Yeah. So I think they did their thing there, and they carved their own path there, and then just Call of Duty and Modern War, I mean Battlefield, we're trying to do the same thing. We're just trying to like do the same thing with the jetpacks and all of that, and boots on the ground is basically now what everybody wants, right? But here's the thing, right? Call of Duty came out with a game called World War II, right? Boots on the ground, right? Everything was fine. This is what people they went back to the basics. This game right here, was it well received? I don't think so. I think there was a lot of cheaters at that time. That's what they were saying. A lot of cheaters. A lot of people were using these auto aim crap online. I played the hell out of this game as well. I played the campaign, finished it, loved it. And I think this is where they should have stick to this kind of shit, because this is what people want now, right? Now everybody's jumping to Battlefield 6 because it's boots on the ground. It's nothing too crazy. Nobody's jumping off jetpacks. Nobody's running off walls. Nobody's doing any of this shit, right? So there was another game after this one, right? Was called Vanguard. Also boots on the ground. Back in the days, regular guns, regular everything. Just very very grounded, right? And wasn't well received either. I don't know if the campaign sucked. I think I don't know what it was, right? The Nazis and all of that shit. But Battlefield did the same thing, didn't they? With Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, I think it was those two games. They both
Battlefield 5.
5, right? They went back, boots on the ground. And what happened? They just right away immediately jumped to this shit, to the advanced warfare. That's what I call it, advanced warfare mode. Same with Battlefield doing this game. Went right back to the advanced warfare, everything advanced jetpacks, the works.
They got a little scared there with the perception and this and fucking on the scary note decided to went over extremely to the other way.
Yeah, and it's like, what do you guys want, man? Like I don't blame Battlefield. I don't have no problem with Battlefield, and this was the right move, going back to boots on the ground. Keeping it simple. Give me that whole war. Give me break. All this shit right here, falling and everything and breaking. That shit is awesome, right? But this is what they want now, right? This is what people want now. Now Call of Duty has to shift, right? Now they coming out with Black Ops 7, and now they have to shift, right? They have to go back. But the thing with Call of Duty is they were already thinking about something else. They weren't only thinking about all this advanced tech and everything. They were thinking about what else can we do to the game, because it's like, people want to see different shit all the time. That's why they always move mixing it up. So what did they do? They added in a 4-player co-op campaign, right? That's perfect. I love that. Right now, like I told you, I suck at Call of Duty multiplayer, but I do love zombies, which the game this game has, and I do love co-op. I love that, playing co-op with friends, playing the campaign all the way through. And they said that they're gonna concentrate on adding more stories to the campaign or side missions to the campaign. So once it's over the campaign, you continue playing and you can progress and upgrade your characters and everything and whatever. Of course, it's gonna have all that monetization, all the fucking skins and all of this guns and everything, because they make money off of that, right? They're gonna keep doing it, right? But the idea of 4-player co-op, that's an amazing idea. I like that. Yeah, does this game look a little crazy? Yes, it does. Does the story look a little wacky? Yeah, I think it does. But I think with the 4 players and you play with your friends, I think you'll have a great time playing the campaign with your friends, instead of the usual multiplayer, deathmatch, capture the flag, domination, all this like old school shit, like usually jetpacks and all of that. Like, bro, it's the campaign, right? It's the campaign. It's okay. It's all right. It's not like you're trying to rank up here or you know beat somebody's record or anything like that. It's just pure fun, whatever. Have fun with your friends, running on the walls, like I said. Um, and this is probably what they thought people wanted, and I like that feature. I like that feature that they added that into it. Have you ever played DMZ, the DMZ mode?
Yes.
Right. That was fun as hell. To me, that's where I stayed at when I was playing. What game was that? Modern Warfare 2, right? Yeah, Modern Warfare 2, but the new one, not the old one. And I stood there playing that with my friends, doing all the missions, collecting all the data and everything. That was fun. So this game now is like, okay, we're gonna go all in with the campaign and also 4 players and all of that other stuff. I like that. All this other skin stuff, I don't like. Battlefield, they're doing their, boots on the ground, back to what we were doing before, all this destruction and everything. I like that too. It's pretty cool. I just think that people don't know what they want. That's my whole point. My whole point is like people don't know what they want. They want this, they want that. Now everybody wants to go back to this, right? They don't want this advanced tech crap. They don't want none of this. Everybody's bitching about Call of Duty looking like this. But all right, let's see. Let's see what they do.
But yeah, Call of Duty does look like ass on this one currently,
Oh,
and
of
it seems
course.
to me what they really try to go to with all this. I mean, for one, multiverse stuff, we all know it's fucking bullshit,
Yeah,
and that and that's as I said to you, that's when you in any media, that's when you know, and that's the turning point, and that's a signal that the developers or creators give you that they basically running out of ideas. And so
yeah,
the one of the ways to in media in general, you see it in movies. A couple of years back, the whole multiverse craze was with the Marvel movies and stuff, right?
yeah, yeah,
That's basically the guys tell you that they ran out of ideas, and so here's the multiverse where everything is possible. Whatever crazy shit or whatever crazy stuff we can put it, we can justify by it being part of a multiverse.
yeah,
And from what they showed in this particular trailer, it seems to be there's going to be a different modes. Like there was a 2D mode type of situation they showed there. It's almost like they're gonna add like custom created content,
yeah.
and that's actually exactly what also they showed in a Battlefield 6, where they teased the custom created like a map creator with different modes. So they probably gonna be banking on the people creating different modes, just like with the Roblox again been popular a lot. Fortnite, jumping on a train with all the custom created content like this, and so those games it seems to be too, getting the try to get a piece of that pie. Yes.
So overall, like, what's gonna happen next? I think for me, yeah, Battlefield is gonna do its thing. It's gonna get its numbers. It's gonna sell. It's the guy. What's the name of the guy that we were looking up? The guy that I was telling you about.
Zampella, Vince,
Yeah. So he was.
Vince
So he's
Zampella.
yeah, Vincent Pellet. So he was the one, at Activision doing, the modern warfares and all of that, and then they fired him for some reason. It's a quick history. Fired him. He went to EA. Now he's in EA. He did start this guy right here, which is modern Medal of Honor, which I was a fan of Medal of Honor, and I thought that they were going to keep going, but they just kind of like fell off when it came to once it started getting all modern army fighting and all the stuff with this game right here. I forgot the name of this one.
Yeah, they probably Medal of Honor. It seems to be because both Medal of Honor and Battlefield are both EA
Yeah. So I can yeah, I was
titles.
I was thinking that since EA was like, we don't need two, right? We don't need two shooters. We could just do one and have everybody concentrate on just that game. And I thought it would be Medal of Honor since Medal of Honor started it all. That's what Call of Duty copied. Call of Duty copied off of Medal of Honor. All right, point blank
Yeah,
period. I
but
don't care. Nobody can tell me nothing. Call of Duty got their little thing from Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor was it. And well, with this guy, I think transitioning him to EA, he kind of brought all his talent over there, and then that's why it looked a lot like Medal of Honor, but more advanced and whatever the case.
Yeah, I suppose right, because the difference really initial difference between because I think well, Medal of Honor itself, if you look at the first games, they look very much like a 007 copycats, but only
Yeah,
no, the
yeah.
World War II.
They,
And
they
as you know, there
saying,
was
see,
a
yeah, they saying that
yeah,
it did.
exactly,
It did look like, yeah.
exactly the
And
same.
Spielberg was
And right,
involved. Spielberg was involved with the.
well,
I think it
I'm
was
sure he
Frontline.
was
I think in Frontline, Medal of Honor Frontline, the one on the beach. Remember, it was
right,
this
because
movie called Saving Private Ryan. I think it was called.
right, exactly, because back in the day, that's what was happening. I think that there was a lot of media involving World War II and all that
Yeah.
historical craze for it, and this is where that's why they basically decided to make a 007 game, but in the setting of World War II, because that's what was popular back in the day.
Yeah.
And so, but Call of Duty, you know, compared to Battlefield and Call of Duty, I think Battlefield was released first before Call of Duty even. The point is that they were more focused on multiplayer part. That's kind of also
Right.
cur- current current selling point. This is precisely why they with the new Battlefield they showed the multiplayer first and the campaign later. Even though probably the most exciting part will be honestly to me to see how they make a campaign in a new Battlefield. Even though it was never famous for that,
Yeah, I just
but
saw that.
considering
They actually made a
yeah they
video
showed
on
it
that.
on the State of Play the trailer for the campaign specifically.
Mhm.
And yes, point is that initially Battlefield was right its focus were on the multiplayer first, and it was a PC exclusive. Speaking of which, um,
Battlefield.
yes,
I didn't know
and
that.
uh, and yes, well, you should have watched that video more
Mm.
thoroughly. Your research video, yes.
Yeah.
And point is that yes, and Call of Duty was try to capitalize on the craze of a single player experience because you that's I didn't know that Spielberg was involved, but now it makes a lot of sense because
Yeah.
if you think about it, what was happening is that there was a movies before, and now we have a video games. Video games depends on we have multiplayer, right? You can play multiplayer, have
Yeah.
fun there, but there's also a campaign
That's what I was
main
saying.
campaign, a single story campaign. And what single story campaign in technical terms is basically an interactive movie.
Yeah.
So initially it would be it makes a lot of sense if some kind of a director movie directors will be interested in a development of a single player games like that and that's why probably Spielberg was involved in it because the media was new at the end of the day back in the day and it was evolving still, and so he was part of that. And Call of Duty especially decided to focus on that specific aspect of the game. Call of Duty were always famous for its campaign multiplayer too, but its strongest point up until Modern Warfare 2 really was
Yeah.
the campaign. And Battlefield was exactly the opposite. The campaign was they tried and quite allegedly successfully with a Bad Company. That's where they
Bad
that's where
Company. I heard they were pretty good. I missed all of those because I was so into Call of Duty Black Ops. I didn't even pay attention to any of those games right there.
I think Bad Company first one was a console exclusive, but the second one I played extensive
Mm.
amount of time was was everywhere. And so yeah, and that's where they specifically you can see those notions Battlefield and Call of Duty try to get in specific niches, and Battlefield with the Bad Company too will try to get into a niche of a single player game,
Right.
single player experience rather than multiplayer.
Uh,
But in that sense, yes. But yeah, for the most part, Battlefield is more of a multiplayer game. Multiplayer
yeah.
action and stuff, and that's why they were focusing so much with the
I
recent
just
ad campaign for it. Like
I just think that, yeah, with the campaign, that's what I'm saying. Like campaign, like I played Black Ops 6 and I played the campaign and I loved it. actually love the campaign of Black Ops 6. It was really fucking fun. Um, and now to me, coming off of that campaign, going into this campaign with Black Ops 7, I'm excited because I get to play with my friends the campaign. So I'm like, oh, okay, now we're gonna have some fun. We're not thinking about, oh, we gotta go to multiplayer, oh, we're gonna see all these cheaters, oh, here we go, the same routine over and over again. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about, oh, we're about to play campaign together. We're about to play the story together, and then after the story, we can go into zombies. That's all I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about a multiplayer. I know there's people that love multiplayer. I know there's majority of the people don't really care about the campaign. They just want multiplayer. But apparently they do, because when Call of Duty tried having no campaign, people were bitching, right? People were arguing, oh, it's just stupid, just a multiplayer online, and it requires to be online all the time, blah, blah, blah. People were bitching, so they had to bring back the campaign. Then they made the campaign shorter, and people were bitching about that too. So, okay, you want both, right? We want the campaign and we want our multiplayer, whatever. I'm more leaning towards campaign. I'm leaning more towards zombies. That's where I'm at when it comes to Call of Duty. Battlefield, I'm not really interested in Battlefield. It's fun, it looks cool and everything, but I'm not interested in playing with a whole bunch of people. Was like 125 people on the same place in Battlefield.
Sure.
I'm not interested in that. I'm tell you right now, I'm gonna suck. I'm gonna be on the floor most of the time getting killed. So it's like there's no fun for me there. Where it's fun for me is this right here. This is gonna be fun for me. And people could give shit to Call of Duty all they want. And once for me, I think I'm gonna predict it right now. For me, I think this campaign is gonna be fucking awesome. I think this campaign is gonna be very good. I think people are gonna have fun with it. I think it's gonna get a good score. Maybe I don't really go by scores and everything. I think it's gonna get a good score. The campaign I'm talking about. So, and then zombies always good. Zombies always fun. It's a little repetitive, but if you mix it up, which they always do, they mix it up. It's fun. And then they have the maps, the classic maps that are gonna be in multiplayer for people. That I'll probably try it out with you. See, and
Nostalgic factor.
yeah, and then that's gonna be fun too. This is also gonna be, people have to understand, this is also gonna be on Game Pass, right? This is also gonna be on Game Pass. So even if we don't want to buy it, which I'm not gonna buy it, I'm gonna play it through Game Pass, and I hope you do too. We'll be fine. We just it sucked. Okay, uninstall. End of story, right? That's it. Like, you don't have nothing to lose. Now you buy Battlefield, which is how much Battlefield is gonna be, $69.99, right? And then it has the the maps and all that other stuff for the expansion, probably like $100, right? And how long people play this game? Does it have legs? Is it gonna last long? You think it's gonna last long, this game? You think it's gonna have a lot of players?
And that's the whole point. They basically they try to show that it's probably gonna be, if not, it might be the last actual Battlefield, considering what happened again with the buyouts too. Everything. And because they set it up basically as they changed the DICE studios to like Battlefield Studios, make it live service. Like they made some kind of a Battlefield Labs bullshit. I don't even understand that. Also, as I mentioned, they include the player created content system, where you constantly can create new contents by the player base. So yeah, I think what they try to do here is basically make this they try to milk it as long as they could, and and it's also a Battlefield. It's not like it's releasing every year. So even if it's not gonna majorly succeed, it's still gonna be like at least 5 years until the next one even gonna be in the thoughts of making it.
So I'm looking up how much they got sold by. It's 55 billion. Jesus Christ. And they're going private.
Yeah, it's I think it was 24.5% more than the market value, sold.
Well, let's see what's gonna happen with them now. I mean, like, this game is about to come out 1 month from now, or like a couple of weeks from now, right? Wasn't it in October? This is October or November? October? Yeah, that's right there. That's like literally right there. So wow, that's crazy. Let's see what happens. I know it's gonna catch a lot of attention. I know people are gonna play this game like crazy.
Maybe that's why they got bought out. So
they spent so much money on this game.
so quick and so big, you know. Yeah, because it was hyped, it was received well, and it seems to be basically a live service. You know,
Right.
try they're making here.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping for the best for both games. Like I said, they both were bringing something different. Call of Duty is bringing probably the same thing they brought last year, but a little bit better, a little bit more exciting with the campaign.
Same
Four
thing they
players.
brought like 15 years in a row.
No, the four-player campaign they never done that before. They never done that, so that's new. So I'm telling you, that's where it's probably gonna be the best highlight for them because, the multiplayer is the multiplayer. Everybody knows what to expect there. That's the normal thing. And with this game, yeah, let's see. I mean, the buyout and everything. Let's see what happens with them. Uh,
Nothing good, I'll tell you that much.
what are your final thoughts on all of this? The Battlefield,
Yeah,
Call of
well,
Duty.
right. There's always a specific demographic on the for these games. You know, you can clearly see what kind of people play those games, and you know,
A lot of people.
right, you're the console refugee, and or you know, for some reason you like Call of Duty, you know, and we all know the reason, and we, you know, we can
which
tolerate them, you
which
know.
I suck on. Like I said, I suck in the
Right,
multiplayer.
exactly. You suck here. You're a console player. You know, and never tried, never, you know,
PC player now.
all of that.
PC player now,
Right,
but I play on everything.
right. Yeah,
All right.
pretending.
All right. Now for me, I just hope that first of all, I always hope games to be good. Always. I never want a game to fail. I never said I hope this game fails unless it's like
I do.
something. Yeah, you always do that. That's why we always go at it, you and me, because you're the complete opposite. um, but I do want everybody to succeed. I do want Battlefield to do good. And it's like they brought it back, to what people want now, right? Because people don't know what they want. And then Call of Duty, I'm hoping that Call of Duty does good as well. I'm not gonna say that I want one to win more than the other or one to sell. I don't care about sales because I don't make any money off of sales.
Right.
I'm a gamer just like you guys. I'm a gamer like
As
everybody.
as
I
you
buy
said,
my
as you
games or I rent my games, and that's something that I want to talk about in the next section. But what were you saying, B?
right, as you said, you know, yeah, you're the reason why you wanted to talk about it is in the first place you don't understand why people, you know, what people want. You know, yeah, you
I
have a
don't.
problem with people who don't, you know, who having a trouble. You know, oh, you don't want this, here's that, but you don't want this, here's that, right?
Exactly. And
And my point is that that's my point exactly. That's why I want games to fail because you know yeah, because if people you know it's not that people doesn't know what they want. I think people know exactly what they want. It's just developers don't know what they want, or not, rather, let me put it this way: you know people know exactly what they want, but developers you know they also want something else, and often more often than not, whatever developers or rather let's put it blank the investors, right? That there's you know there's developers and there's investors, and one you know one of those people one of those groups of people have more influence on the decisions of what is to be than the other.
yeah.
The point is that you know when the investors want more, you know, when they have a more say in the matter, at the end of the day, you get exactly the situation as you get with the Call of Duty. You know, you make this one, but people don't like. Battlefield make this one, but people don't like because you know because right because they make it bad
Mm.
basically. And this is my point. You know, if you know if developers and investors, you know, their views doesn't align with the views of people, you know, and what they, you know, what they truly want, which are, you know, people want simple things. They want things to be nice and good, you know. They don't want simple people don't like to be fucked in the ass. Okay, I'll put it straight. And so when they do get like that, you do get fucked in the ass. Well, people don't like that, and so and this is why you know things are failing and what they should fail. Because you know
Yeah.
if right, it's you know, and you know this too yourself that you know when things are getting failed. Speaking of Nintendo, you know, you know when things don't you know, when things don't fail. Speaking of Nintendo, people get cocky,
Yeah.
and when people get cocky, you know, people get you know things get ridiculous, and when people struggle, people start trying, trying and putting actual effort to what they do. And this is my kind of my philosophy here, which Ralphie obviously doesn't, doesn't support, because clearly he wants all the fucking. He clearly wishes for this world to be destroyed by its own fucking hands. While I'm
Yeah, yeah. We'll see.
while I'm trying to save it as much as possible, but we're doing it completely. It's a reverse psychology type situation. I try to destroy things so the things get better. Roughly try to make things better so that they get destroyed. Eventually. The point is that yeah, when shit fails, people start trying, and if they don't try, then they should have been failed. They shouldn't be there. But, and I hope with the again recent buyouts of EA, there's no hope going. I don't think there's any hope going to a future, and I think EA is going to be slowly deceased.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's gonna be
let's see what happens to them. Let's see.
yeah, it's gonna be a slow and quiet death for them, for the EA and the franchises that they make. Yes.
Yeah, my final thoughts are completely opposite of what V's talking about. But my final thoughts, I just like I said, I just want them to. I want to see what's up. I want to see what's going on. It's not going to be a revolutionary year for both games. Maybe Battlefield is going to have a very big high player count the first week, maybe the first day or two of its release. I am pretty sure Call of Duty is going to have a lower count, way lower count. If people care about that, I don't care about that, right? I don't care about the count. I don't care about who's playing what. If they like it, they like it. The only time I care about it is because if someone does good, they continue on to make a sequel or make something better. They learn from their mistakes, fix the game for the next one. We hope for, right? We hope, and then we move on. This yearly thing, I think they need to stop that. I think they need to literally focus on the game for about 2 years and then move on to the next game. But money talks. They're making a lot of money and they're not going to hold up for anybody, and they have the team and the resources to do yearly games. I just think that overall yearly games to me suck, which is like sports games and Call of Duty and not Battlefield, and Call of Duty and all the other games that come out yearly. I just,
iPhones.
yeah, and iPhone, everything, all this tech. Like, bro, slow down, man. Like, you're not bringing anything new to the table. You're just bringing the same thing with a little here and there twist. Calm down, focus on the game that you have. Add things to it, remove things that don't belong there that makes the game all messed up and everything, and just do your thing. Like, you don't have nobody's asking for a game every year. Everybody wants to save money. That's why people go to Game Pass. That's why people do that, because nobody wants to buy a game every year. We want to play the game that we're used to, and then we want you to add more shit to it. And that's what I like about what. And I'm gonna bring this up again with Ubisoft and Ghost Recon, and how they did with Wildlands and Breakpoint, and how they did the DLCs, and how they added with no extra charge. I mean, there was some that were charged, but if you buy the Ultimate Edition, you get everything. Let's say you got the year pass. And I really hope that people come back to that strategy, when it's like, all right, I'm gonna buy the game, I pay a little bit extra, and then I get all the free content all year long, whatever content they add on. And it looks like they're not even doing that anymore. But
Free content? Excuse me.
huh? No, not free,
content,
not free.
excuse me.
Because the thing is, you're actually
Forget
paying.
about those words.
No, because you're actually paying in the beginning when you buy the game. You buy the year one pass, right? You buy the game and the year one pass, and that includes new story for the campaign, new for the multiplayer, all the new maps and all this other stuff. They used to do that. Call of Duty used to do that all the time. Now it's like, oh no, you got to pay for every map that we come out with, everything that we come out with, all these cosmetics, all this stuff, all this. It's like they make half the game. You pay for $69.99, and then the other half of the game that they worked on, which is the other half of that game, you have to pay for, right? Little by little, as we trickle it down to you for a whole year until the new game comes out. And that's how they keep making their money. And people are just calling bullshit on that, and that's it. I mean, some people are not. Some people are just dedicated and they just want to play this shit all the time, every time. They're just used to it. Oh, Call of Duty came out, purchase. Oh, Battlefield come out, purchase. And it's like, bro, I get it, but like, you got sometimes you have to, like people say, vote with your wallet, bro. Like people are giving this game shit, so okay, give it shit. Don't buy it, so they can have a wake up call and play your little Battlefield, you know. And then Call of Duty is gonna have to Activision is gonna have to shape up or ship out, which they're gonna shape up, and they're gonna do another game that people so called wanted, and it's probably not gonna be received well because people don't know what they want, you know. So that's my final thoughts on this. That's my final thoughts on what's going on with these games, and let's see. I mean, there's a lot of competition out there now. It's not just Call of Duty. It's not just Battlefield. There's more competition. On PC, one of the highest rated game ever, or most played ever, is CS:GO, right? Too. And there's a lot of more Arena Breakout, Ready or Not, all these games, man. They just, even the realistic one that I saw a couple weeks back, the one that the thing actually happened, and then they recreated it in the game. I forgot the name of that one, but yeah, I mean, like, let's see. It's not gonna be a crazy year for these guys. It's just gonna be usual, typical Call of Duty and Battlefield going at it, and eventually one is gonna fall, and we'll be here watching while that happens.
Yes, please.
All right, that's it for this segment. Leave your comments down below, like, give it, subscribe, and this is Raf204. I'll see you in the next one with
V. Don't subscribe though.
Peace out, y'all.